ba doo ba doo doo. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba da ba. Thanks to Ghost Memories, I'm listening to Changing Ways by Ghost Memories. This song is called Marching Forward. I know you can't hear it. This is for me to help relax, to share about deep personal details surrounding my spiritual practices. This is intro material potentially, but mostly I'm just testing my new microphone. Thanks, life partner, for the new microphone for my birthday. Libra. Libra sun, Taurus moon, and Sagittarius rising. Can you tell? Aesthetic. So, when I'm starting to get ready to like channel and be with source and pray to God and listen for it, read my Bible, and usually I'm not really good at getting quiet on my own because maybe because I'm a millennial. So no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Now I'm among the splendor. So, let me pause this, make sure the sound sounds good. I'm in, so I'll be right back. My buddy from high school made this album called Embrace the Abyss. The artist title is Ghost Memories, and that's what I'm vibing to in my AirPods. Thank you, God, for AirPods. So, what I recorded just before this, maybe they're connected, I'm not sure. I haven't made the editorial choices yet. But what I just recorded before this was me just like kind of falling into a spiritual vibe, separating. I'm in a closet. This is my hidey hole, my prayer closet. And I have like relics and pictures of my parents and grandparents and like just all sorts of reminders of my own artwork and my ancestors and knickknacks that are created. Like this jar, when my life partner and I first moved in together, it's a, I don't know what, it's a sauce jar for sure, but I'm not sure the brand. It's worn off by now. Anyway, this is full of little knickknacks and tchotchkes and mementos from our life together, but it used to be the guts of a robot. And what happened is we designed the robot on paper. I still have it somewhere. We designed this robot on paper, and then we made it. This was its guts, its heart, its like thumper. And then after we conceived of it, we birthed it by cutting up wire hangers and this sauce jar. Like, we hung these, look at the heart. We were just living together. We were kids. So our wedding vows are in here. Just little things from our life together. It's full now. We don't put things in it anymore, really. But I said all that to say, I think I said all that to say that I surround myself in good, positive, vibrational energies in a place where I feel safe, that I trust I won't be disturbed, even if it's small. My closet's gotten larger over the years. Blessed be to God. Thank you so much. And anyway, just the little lovely things that I've hoarded over my life. So I surround myself in this space. I listen to music that has like bird noises and beats and helps me close my eyes and get connected to exactly what I'm trying to be connected to in the world, which I can't define or explain, but it happens. And I loosen up. I do some stretching. I get into the spiritual place, and then I see what I learn. And the less expectations I have for the time, the more I get out of it. Always, 100% of the time. When I cloud any of the moments of a time with disappointment about what I hoped for that didn't come to pass, all of that energy is spent missing something else that did come to pass. And I forget about that every single day. So when I come into this space, surrounded by the little, like, breadcrumbs that help me remember, it helps me get in the mode. So I'm going to start with my most recent tarot deck, which is my Golden Girls tarot deck. I'm going to start with one of my oldest oracle decks, my Divine Feather Oracle deck. And the first deck I ever made while, like, I think I was channeling messages, or they were just, like, amazing thoughts that I had and wrote on cards. So if you don't believe in channeling or you think that's creepy or something, then you can just think that I'm this smart and I'll take that credit. Whatever you want. Libra. Okay. I'm really going to start with the ones I've had the longest and just see what Spirit tells me to talk about. I don't have any preconceptions for this time. The Divine Feather Messenger deck. It's so cute. It's got like the feathers of all these different kinds of birds on the back. And then it has a picture of the bird on the front with a little inspired message. So I got a lot of these. I feel really connected to my grandparents when I use these. Pretty soon is my grandmother's death day, November 23rd. She died in November of 2005, so wow, it'll be 15 years. And I have never taken the time to intentionally mourn her passing and, like, give time directly to that day. So she wasn't from my Jewish side of the family, but I've watched my mother light a candle for her mother, who I'm named for, before. So at the grocery store, I recognized the candle. So I bought a candle, and I'm going to set November 23rd aside to allow whatever my grief process shall bring forth with intention. And that's something that I never, ever, 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 ever would have entertained doing when, like, before I started ascending spiritually. I spilled water in myself in the intro. I'm, like, kind of looking sloppy, but better? Okay. So I'm going to tell a little story that's really sad. So trigger warning, I'm talking about death still, and it's a story about my personal life that's sad. So if you're an empath, like, maybe fast forward if you don't want to watch it, or leave the video, or brace yourself. I'm just telling you, it would make me tender to hear. The day that my grandmother died, it's that story. I was sitting in my, like, history class my freshman year in junior college, and a friend of mine from childhood was on one side of me, and a new friend who was, like, an African immigrant. I don't remember which country. I wish I did. Her name was Martha, and anyway, we were in this class together, and we were in class or taking a test or something, and my grandmother was sick. Oh, my music stopped because Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Siri, I'm not talking to you. No. Cancel, Siri. No. God. Let me just manually close this. Stop. I'm not sure what I say, but sometimes that happens. I need to learn more about my technology, to be honest. I need to spend time, like, diligently studying up on what I have in my possession. I know I'm underutilizing it. I'm like, look at this computer I'm Facebooking on. Okay, so where was I? Yes. We were in class in some capacity, and I missed a call. I don't remember who called me. It might have been my sister. It might have been my dad. I think it might have been my sister. I'm almost positive it was. And I just knew. I had felt it already. She was gone. And so I had plans. It was right before Thanksgiving, and I had plans to go to, like, not yet 21, but I can still get in, party club, 1415 California Street in Houston. 1415, Boys and Girls Club, or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. I think that's it. Anyway, I was like, well, my grandmother would want me to go have a good time. And so, and I was like, you know what? I've been putting off going to pick up this package of clothes she sent me to the post office, and now she's dead. So I guess I'll go pick up the package. So I leave school when I'm done with the day. I go to my post office and pick up the parcel, which is a big box. And I'm like, I knew my grandmother had sent me some clothes, like, right before she got, like, about to die ill. And it had been, like, sitting there for a while. And so I went and I picked it up, and inside was just, like, not the appropriate clothes for the night. I don't even remember what was in the box, to be honest with you. And some note that I may or may not have anymore. Probably do, though, because I'm kind of a hoarder. I can't imagine getting rid of that. And just some note, probably saying hi to my mom. I was living with my mom for a year in community college. And yeah, I hadn't even cried until that moment. And I was just like, I guess I'm not going out. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, I can't force myself to get up and go out. My mom's like, that's okay. Like, your grandmother just died. Which is not funny, but I laugh at things that make me uncomfortable. So, let's see. Story over. Now, the intentions I set around sessions like this always have to do with only allowing the messages to come through that will contribute to the highest good and help me to deliver them correctly. And sometimes I say it, sometimes I forget, and God always knows that's what I mean. I wish I was as forgiving of people's communication or lack thereof as God seems to be. Okay. Turkey. Honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. Honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. And vulture. Accept the inevitable. Let go of the past and welcome a rebirth to begin. Okay. Blue Jay. Let's see. The time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. Humility and control. Deep grounding breaths help me. Heron. Let go of convention and follow your own unique path. I was just watching Kaylee Jean. What is her handle? She was just talking about this for Libra in November 2020. About like a real strong call to march to your own drum, you know? That's so beautiful. I just watched a reading right before this as I was getting grounded in energy. Like that, it inspired me. Okay. Let me plug Kaylee Jean real quick. Kaylee Jean, her readings are always, they're monthlies, and they're always about like people who are entrepreneurial, who are creative, who are artists, like how to lean into their own divine instruction, DNA and their astrology. She's an astrologer as well. Like, she's so cute. Oh my gosh. Or cute, maybe. I'm not trying to be diminutive in any way. She's a powerful, strong woman. I assume she's a woman. I'm positive. Okay. Let go of convention and follow your own unique path. That's the point. Maybe I'll think to come back and link that in my description box. Robin. New growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. This is resonating for somebody. I know it because I can feel it. I can feel someone right now, starting to believe that this is their reading and they're really oh my God. So if that's you, congratulations, honey. Little Robin spirit. Wow. Loon, pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. Now, something I needed to hear, I've been practicing whatever this all is for a couple of years now. And it's done wonders for my mental health. And mental health is my key reason for doing this type of work is because of the incredible gains I've made in my own mental health journey. So that's why nobody can really talk me out of it because I'm I feel like I'm the most me person that God ever created, right here and now, thanks to these practices. I feel the most in touch with who I truly am and my identity. And as God's and mine, as that relationship, which was established from the moment that God decided to make me. Before my parents, before anything. When the instantaneous thought of my being that rocketed me and my energy forward into the cosmos. That's the relationship I want to honor and treasure the most, because I do not exist without the spark of my beginning, which wasn't a decision that anyone could make unless they were an omnipotent being. And I choose to believe that I was created. I believe in creation. Whatever that means. I try not to speculate too hard on what God did, because whatever God did... Oh, the loon came backwards again. Whatever God did, Dreamtime, made me. And I'm on purpose. So I'm leaning into the things that give me that reminder. And because of my own mental health journey and my own traumas and my own life, and the places that brought me to right here and now as a codependent, recovering codependent, let's talk positively about ourselves. Artist who's only learning how to dream the dream that actually allows for the life that I want and deserve. Cardinal, stand tall and proud see the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. Both of my favorite birds have come out, so that's pretty cool. Well, my favorite Texas birds. Hummingbird hasn't come yet. Ooh, what's that on the floor? Starling, now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. That's what I'm doing right here, right now. What are you doing? Do you want to join me? Come along. Be invited. Nuthatch. Stay grounded and welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. Let's take a moment. Stay grounded right now and welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. Don't write this down yet. You can rewatch it. I'm not taking this down. You ready? You ready? I love you. I may not even know you, but I truly love you because loving you is loving myself. Loving you is acknowledging that the same cosmic force that snapped my energy into being, into motion, created you just the same. And acknowledging that. Loving that about you, even if we can't communicate, even if we're angry. That lifts us and the whole world together. There's this little video, an animation on the internet about all these people who are starving. And they all are on opposite sides of this pit. Like that would be their demise if they fell in it. And in the middle is a bowl of food that would feed them all. And they all have these extremely long, heavy, bottom heavy, because that's where the spoons that are trying to reach to the middle to get food. And people are having a hard time and they're trying to reach, and some people can't reach it and other people are reaching it. And then two people get into a quarrel and one person bullies and breaks the other person's spoon, something that they can never take back. They're like, oh shit, I broke their spoon. Like their stump of a spoon will never reach. They're going to starve to death. And then what happens? Someone realizes if I use my spoon to help this person reach as a support, they'll get to sip. And then what happens is a chain reaction. And all the people are like, we can all eat and not starve as if we share our spoons to get the spoon from the middle. Now, before you call me a socialist, which I probably am, but I don't live like one because I live in a capitalist society, but I'm working on it. It's one step at a time. It's a deprogram. All that to say, we can help each other stay fed. And that works on a literal and a metaphorical and a spiritual level. I'm going to put these cards away. I'm feeling more confident in the messages that come to me. Ooh. Man, ghost memories. I'm serious. Check it out. I know you can't hear it. I wish you could. Okay. All right, I won't torture you. Okay. That was telling me to reassess my priorities, so I'm like, yeah, let me focus on what I'm doing here. I get a sip of water. I don't particularly love, I'm like, oh my god, my favorite drink is water, but I'm getting more like that because I'm like, wow, I feel so much better if I drink a lot of water. But I also watched a doctor that said there's no prescription of how much water you should drink. You should drink water when you're thirsty, and as long as you always respond to your thirst with water, you're not going to get dehydrated. It's a, thirst. I was kind of programmed to think that if you're thirsty, it means you haven't been hydrating and you're already dehydrated. But that's only true if we then dehydrate ourselves. Like we're getting a warning signal like, hey, you should probably drink some water. So if we always listen, then when we're privileged enough to have clean water at our disposals, I buy it from the store because I'm bougie. And I just like the way that jugged purified water tastes. And it's one of my worst environmental habits. But I'm only one consumer. So we got to figure out the system. It's complex. I compost. Okay. I made these. The first time I ever channeled, like I sat down, I got the urge to like cut up these note cards. And my folding and cutting worked perfectly fine the right time. And like it was just really easy and effortless. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep following this. And then I got my favorite markers and just like switch markers every couple of cards. And then when I got tired and didn't have any more thoughts in my head, I stopped and I ended up with this little stack. That's how it happens. It's so subtle, which annoys me because I don't do, like, subtlety doesn't make sense to me. It's so hard on my relationships. People think that, and if I see subtlety, I feel very manipulated. I'm like, don't manipulate me. Like, just be square, you know? I can't. That's universally true. Right down to my marriage and my relationship with my children. It's a mental health thing that I work really hard at. So anyway, now that I'm in the mode of believing myself a little more and talking down on myself a little less, I was able to channel these messages for you and for me. So here are some messages for us. I'm going to wait and see what comes out. So there's just note cards. Just like with lines on them. Study examples of healthy interdependence. This is how we avoid burnout. Study examples of healthy interdependence as a model. Implement changes 1 to 2 at a time. If we try to change everything about ourselves at one time, then we fail and we're like, wow, we're such a failure. But if we set realistic examples of things that we can implement daily on small, minute changes, there's 365 days in a year. That's a lot of time to implement things a little bit at a time. I've had a really hard time in my life thinking that if I don't solve it right now, it will never get solved. And that is true. There is some risk that someone could die and then there's something left unresolved. And that's always such a sad story when someone has to learn their lessons that way. Whatever God is giving to them in their tragedy, whatever they'll grow into, like through grief and loss and pain is unfathomable and a solo journey that one either traverses alone or traverses with a higher power. Feels like mental health, you know? Okay. Oh yeah, so implement things 1 to 2 at a time. Wow, mood shift. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm getting tired or if like I'm supposed to be feeling something different. Practice casually cleaning messes in passing and see what happens. Did you free up enough time to compromise on perfection? Whenever I'm like, oh, there's trash all over the floor, because I live with 2 kids. I don't just throw trash on the floor all the time, okay? Sometimes, but not all the time. They do it all the time. Practice casually cleaning messes in passing and see what happens. Because I'm always like, oh, the house is such a disaster. But when the house is just a little messy, I don't care. So that's where this came from. If you practice that, if we keep up with it, if we just do it a little bit of time all the time, which my dad has been trying to tell me my whole life and I never listened. Hey, Dad, if you're watching this, thank you for the practical life advice that didn't process until my 30s. Appreciate you. I was doing it. I just didn't understand why it was important. And when I finally did it, I understood why it was important. So anyway, thanks for the advice. Did you free up enough time to compromise on perfection? Now I don't have to be a perfectionist. Now I can put all that energy I would have spent cleaning and being worried and freaked out about my mental health because of the conditions of my surroundings. I was healthy and stable enough to pick up after myself at least a little bit so it never got to that point. So now even if I have a big old cleaning day because the house and I deserve it, it doesn't have to be about shame and guilt. That's a good one. Drink water right now if your mouth or throat feel dry. Yes, mix. That's my honorific because I am transgender. If you didn't know. I'm not a mister. I'm not a miss. I'm a mix. MX period. Mixtic readings. Get it? Okay. Now you get it. I'm having a good time, but I'm not sure that these cards are relevant anymore. Let's stop after this one. Understanding there is always more to be revealed helps curate compassion in our heart. Reflect on things that were different after new info came to light. I expect things to be different later. I try really hard to stop stressing about what potential outcomes could be since I don't know. And it's so hard. I struggle with that so hard, especially when it comes to conflict. Ugh. I'm not talking to you, Siri. Never mind. All right. I'm starting to get tired now, so. So, I have to go soon. It's a scavenger hunt time. Okay. Look at this cute ass message I just got under the door. Scavenger hunt, smiley face. Like, they don't want to interrupt me. They know I'm, like, in the mode, but here we go. Okay. Perfect timing. We're in our last messages now. Thank you for the note. 6 of Swords. I guess it's Singing Saturdays again. Thank you for the note. Thank you for the note. Thank you for the note. Hey. Thank you for the note. If y'all could like and share and subscribe and set intentions with me to collaborate one day with my idol, Regina Spektor. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. My life will still be awesome even if I never meet Regina Spektor, but she is my idol and I love her music. And it helps me unpack a lot about the things I think and feel but don't have words for, so I guess this is a tribute. Thanks, Regina Spektor. Thank you, Regina Spektor. Thanks. I love ya. So, in this card that came out, back to business, the 6 of Swords, and it's so creative how they communicate these messages. The thing that causes religion is a class war. If there were no rich, no poor, if everyone were equal, religion would be soon to disappear. People only develop religion when they're unhappy with this world. That is the message that just played through that song into my ears. I'm gonna rewatch that because I have no idea what I just listened to. Cool! Ghost memories! Sending messages. That's tight. That's 95. Hey! Okay. 6 of Swords. So Dorothy is like ready to walk forward in her life. She's in a pink canoe full of all 6 of her swords, and what she's leaving behind is this. The waters are so still. She has 1 oar. She's not stressed at all. She's like wearing a turtleneck and some earrings, you know? Like, the water is green. It's full of life. She's moving forward. And behind her is brown, barren land. Brown, barren land that has, in capital letters like the Hollywood letters, Stan. It's like she's leaving the anchored land with her like That's a bad bitch. Look at this bad bitch. Walk forward in confidence. Stay grateful. I know you cannot hear the music that is going in my ears, but it's legit. Hit up ghost memories. And pray for me to meet Regina Spektor. Boop 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 doop boop doop boop boop boop. I'm out 12%. Are you impressed yet? I love to be impressive. I'm a Libra sun. It was great reading for you. I hope you got both spiritual gift and emotional release and entertainment out of this. I pray as we leave each other that you carry forth any single positive message that resonated with you to make incremental changes in your beautiful God-given life that was created on purpose. You get to co-curate that life for yourself in joy. If you're not in joy right now, you and God can work together to get you there. And your circumstances are beyond your wildest dreams. That's a promise. That's a guarantee. If you knew me, you would know that's proof enough. Gong. Be blessed.